Ooh. Do we have audio now? I think I misclicked something. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just not good at this. It's true. It's okay. Everything's fine. Hi, chat. How are you doing today? I can figure stuff out on the internet. Yeah, if you're wondering why some of the things may be different, it's because I had to rebuild things from scratch because I have no idea what I'm doing. So, yeah. Well, let's start in this back again. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're building a complicated commander. Or a deck with a lot of options, I'll say. Um, the first one we're going to start out with is Ashnod the Uncaring. This is a 5 mana in Grixis, 1/4 legendary creature, human artificer, and has Death Touch. And whenever you activate an ability of an artifact or a creature that isn't a mana ability, if one or more permanents were sacrificed to activate it, you may copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. So, welcome to Grixis Artifacts Harmonicon. Emphasis on harm. She'd be ironically insane. Yeah, she real good still. I genuinely think this is a very good commander. I can't remember where we had her on Zero scale, 6 or 7. Oh, well, we'll get right into the brewing then, shall we? So the big thing that I like about Ashnod is just the variety of sacrifice-based combos you can do, and just a whole lot of value engines. For example, one of the really simple things you can play with this deck is you just get to work with baubles. Like, a whole bunch of 0 mana artifacts that just kind of cycle themselves to do a thing. Hang on, let me do this way so it looks a little bit easier, looks a little better for you guys. So when you go to Ashnod's EDH rec page, like, obviously there's some cool stuff, and the main thing is I want to work with Forensic Gadgeteer, one way or another. But the thing to show here is, hey, Stormclaw Rager, you just sacrifice a creature or an artifact, you get a 1/1 counter, draw a card. Now you get 2 counters, 2 cards. Pretty good. You're playing with 0 mana artifacts. Joyra loops this stuff really well. Not a huge fan of the IRA component of things, but it's not the worst thing. You get to play cards like Commander Sphere and it not be terrible. This is the only time you'll get me to say that playing Commander Sphere in your deck is probably fine, if not correct. But yeah, there's a whole... Hmm? Yes. Mm. No, it is only the activated abilities. But Marionette Master, once you're sacrificing a whole bunch of stuff in your deck anyway, so it's good here, regardless. Mm. Yeah. um, Still no audio for me? I don't know. I mean, I can do the thing I don't want to do, which is enable desktop audio. Ah, boy. All right, then. Let's see.
Do.
Okay.
Troubleshooting.
See, I heard myself on the stream a moment ago, so I don't know why you wouldn't have me. Is it maybe something related to this specific screen?
I don't think that would.
Myself on the stream.
Probably EDH Rick's trying to like plan your
I don't know why
downfall,
you
so I don't
wouldn't
know
have
why that would be the reason. Just having that up.
Yeah, and I just turned on the stream and heard myself
Oh
again.
wait, apparently no. Oh wait, no, it's Ethan that's muted, which makes a lot more sense.
Well, I had Discord audio for you going, so I don't understand why you were muted. I don't know.
which makes a lot more sense. Now I'm hearing it's good.
Well, I had. Okay. Well, then we continue.
I will continue with my Damastery. Woo!
Again, first time doing this stream, trying to figure it out with this one. Apologies. Had to recreate stuff from scratch and trying to figure it out.
We'll send our angry messages to Matt later for abandoning us.
Exactly. So, the cool thing here is that we get just a ton of just good activated abilities. And so long as you're sacrificing artifacts as part of the loops, it's very easy. But here's the big reason I want to do this. It's these two boyos right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Forensic Gadgeteer. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, investigate. Investigating is an activated ability for Ashnod.
Fair enough. Enough said.
Yeah. So, now that we can just literally turn any artifact spell into, like, it has 1 mana, draw 2 cards stapled to it, I think we're in a great spot.
Yeah.
The other thing is Crime Novelist. Now, this is a triggered ability, so Ashnod's not going to copy Crime Novelist. But, whenever you sacrifice an artifact, you put a 1/1 counter on Crime Novelist, and you make 1 red mana. This is a synergy.
Yeah, that's a strong synergy. And also, I want to point out, Schmackle is mentioning that Time Sieve is doubled up with Ashnod's ability. And
Yes.
I also love this.
Yes, exactly. So, we have some real nonsense to do with Forensic Gadgeteer, and this is what I want to explore today.
Another thing you mentioned was junk tokens from the Fallout set.
Yes, junk tokens also work with this. And there's not a ton of junk options, so if we're in Grixis and we want, junk, it's going to give us a couple things that don't matter here. But the big one is Boom Scrapper. Like, ETB or attacks, we just get to make a junk. And then anytime a token leaves, it gets a 1/1 counter. So this is still going to work with the clue tokens that we're interested in working with. Oops, let me change it that way. So, and then there's a couple of other cards here that do junk stuff. The other junk options aren't great.
I think Camp is a very bad card, so yeah.
But there's Rose.
Rose is pretty cool, though. Like, yeah.
Rose is very good.
Rose is very good. So, did you have your Moxfield list up? Did you just go ahead and put those cards in there?
Yeah. I mean, if we're starting on Moxfield, we must start with the traditional 36 ways.
Yeah.
As is tradition.
Schmackle, Priest of Forgotten Gods does indeed do that. I'm not sure if we're going to go with that. That's just creatures, though. So I'm not sure if that's going to make the cut on this list.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Solar Ring, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm an artifact deck, so I'm just going to go ahead and get my basic mana starting here, because I'm not intending to go
don't forget your Commander Sphere.
Yeah. Have your stupid Commander Sphere. It's fine.
Yeah.
Here. This is the only deck in the world I'm going to play this and be like, yeah, this is fine.
I will find another one. Don't worry.
Mindstone's actively good in this deck.
Oh, yeah. So 3 colors. I'm not sure we want Hedron Archive, but I could see it being a possibility.
It is possible. It does get you up to Ashnod mana faster, so it's not terrible. Because we're trying to find a lot of ways to have excess mana. So
we are activating a lot of abilities, yeah.
Yeah, it's something. I'm not sure.
We have Thran Dynamo deck. 'Cause I know I'm a lot higher on Thran Dynamo nowadays than you are.
No, I'm not a Thran Dynamo player here.
Sad.
I don't think... The thing is, I don't think either Hedron Archive or Thran Dynamo is great, but when you tell me that my 4-mana Mana Rock has Draw 4 stapled to it, it's like...
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hear you out. Also, I have a very good feeling we're not cutting any of these Mana Rocks, aside from maybe a Signet.
Good.
Like, Rakdos Signet maybe is the one that goes.
I still subscribe to one of Tomer from MTG Goldfish's deck building heuristics of half your deck should be mana, because you want to be able to cast your spells. And so when I see 36 lands, 15 Mana Rocks, I feel at home.
I don't like that printing.
Yeah, no. Not a big fan of that art either. But also it's a special art, so it must be good, right?
I mean, I'm gonna at least take this one, you know?
Uh, Chandler has
Sonic
stated
screwdriver.
laser and sonic screwdriver are those options we are considering.
I mean, what do these do?
There's some Doctor Who cards. They're essentially real. I kind of want to say like staff of domination, like
No,
level
thank you.
of utility.
Yeah,
I think the
so,
sonic screwdriver is better than laser,
so
but
just for consideration here, um, I am all for having some like a couple of utility effects in here, but if it's a 3 mana rock, it needs to have like insane utility, which this is not. And the only time the utility is that good is when we have Forensic Gadgeteer in play, which we're not going to have most of the time.
or in
I
a block, we just tutor out every game, right? We're just gonna throw 10 tutors in to find that one card.
Ha! No.
Good.
We're not doing a whole bunch of that. However, we are going to do some cool stuff. So let me get Crime Novelist in here because Novelist is absolutely going in. So now that we have this core, we do have the option of playing Basalt Monolith if we want it. I'm not convinced that we need it, but it does give some interesting options.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think other options here. Goblin Welder does not double trigger, right? Because it sacrifices on resolution, not on activation.
So, Goblin Welder? No. Goblin
Goblin
Engineer?
Engineer
Yes.
and Scrap Welder would also, but I'm not sure we are a Scrap Welder deck.
I think we were a Goblin Engineer deck, though.
We are definitely still a Goblin Welder deck because Goblin Welder is
Yeah.
just the best boy. I don't think we go deep enough so we wanted to go like Duretti, because Duretti wouldn't double trigger. Ashnod only cares about artifacts and creatures, and then Scrap Welder isn't that great. And Slow Bad is just slow and bad. There's your 5 red Goblin artifact things.
Correct. I want that printing. um, there is something to be said of Krenko being, like, that one is a real maybe.
Krinko?
The new Krenko.
Oh, 10th Street Kingpin?
God, not this
Or
art, please.
Baron.
Stop.
Sorry, other one referring to
Yeah.
10th Street.
Baron of 10th Street, right? 3 mana, 3/3, legendary creature, goblin, with haste, tap, sacrifice an artifact to put a 1/1 counter on each goblin you control, and whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, no, not yours. Doesn't have to be yours. You may pay red, and if you do, you get a goblin with haste.
I never actually paid attention to that line of text. I was too concerned about the neckbeard that Cameron forgot on our podcast.
You right about that.
I think Chandler is memeing, but he said, "Is this a Bonder's Ornament deck?"
This is not a Bonder's Ornament deck. Get that out of here.
Other recommendations have been I saw
Technomancer?
Kellogg mentioned,
Mhm.
Raking Treasures, and then Magda because you can double up that sack and tutor trigger. Ruthless Technomancer, which I've seen you're putting in now.
I think Ruthless Technomancer is probably worth doing.
Yep.
I am a little bit questioning on it because there's this issue of we don't actually have that many high-powered creatures to do stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, I should just ask the question, are we docksiding today?
Dockside would be insane. Screw it. Might as well, right? Because I'm also going to suggest putting in Professional Facebreaker as well. Because Stack of Treasure, exile 2 cards sounds really good.
God, dockside's $80, eh?
Uh-huh.
We're back up to that price. Professional Facebreaker. Yeah, Professional Facebreaker's a maybe. There is an idea that this is maybe a punchy artifact tokens deck that I hadn't considered. Like, the core creatures actually support combat decently well.
Mm-hmm.
Because we could also do... I am blanking on the name now. The thief that goes infinite with Najeela.
The thief that goes... Grim Hireling.
Grim Hireling. There we go.
Yeah. Grim Hireling would be good here. Going down to more recommendations. There was Tezzeret Agent Ebola suggested, but I think we'll get to Planeswalkers here in a little bit because there's definitely some good options there. Schmackle has recommended Pirate Heroes quite a bit because even if you aren't really playing a super high Kindred deck or Typal deck, there's still some overlap with Artificers or Goblins that you can probably be able to sack one and double the trigger with Ashnod. So tutoring out 2 creatures is really good there. I can see that going.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff you can do with Pirate Heroes. I can take a look at it.
If nothing else, it's in the maybe you're considering. And then Chandler has recommended Treasure Vault, which, that is definitely second artifact.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that's fine. I don't mind.
Yep. And then we had one person ask us to read the commander again, and this is a 5-mana 1/4 with Death Touch, which I forget has Death Touch all the time. Human Artificer. Whenever you activate an ability of an artifact or creature that is not a mana ability, if one more permanents were sacrificed to activate it, you may copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the new activation.
Yep. So, Michael, Braids is not a activated ability.
It's just redacted
ability. Just redacted it. We saw you. Look at me. I look at the chat. Yeah, like, okay, so Mayhem Devil's really good if we start going on, like, big sack loops, which obviously we're required to sacrifice to do our effects. So, yeah. Also, I'll just accept that, printing. Thank you. What was the name of that junk thing again?
Which one?
Boom Scrapper.
Yeah.
I want Boom Scrapper.
Boomer Scrapper. Boom, as in boom, and then boomer because it is a faction in Fallout.
So again, like, talking about this. Boomer Scrapper wants to be attacking. Facebreaker wants to be attacking. Krenko gives you the ability to attack.
Crime Novelist gets to be a swole boy.
Grim Hireling. Yeah, and Crime Novelist just getting beefed. Like,
Beef.
We do have this, like, not bad combat subtype, and also Rose wants to be getting in for attacking.
Yep. Also, if we're getting more tokens, there's a suggestion by Schmackle about Nadir's Nightblade, because that is here about token generation.
Nadir's Nightblade?
Yep. So whenever a token leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses a life, you gain a life. There was a consideration for it. Yeah. I'm not sure if we're looting too much into tokens, but I mean, if they triggered abilities, we don't double that up. But the other consideration I've got is why not go Mirkwood Bats, because that just essentially is still double the triggers you would get in Nadir's Nightblade from making the treasure or the tokens and then them leaving. So that triggers on both.
I mean, I'm personally of the opinion that I would rather have the lower mana cost thing than the thing that costs 1 more to do kind of like doubling up of the same. It's not really my favorite thing. But it could potentially be good. Why can't Chan Jackson just be Grixis?
Yeah, I feel you.
That's fine. We have some cool options to work with here. Okay, so looking at these junk token things really quick. Do we want any more of these?
So, I don't think we're playing Throkill. We got Rose. We're not playing Mr. Gutsy. Junkyard Genius. That's not really junk. There's just the name junk in there.
Could do Veronica.
Are we discarding a lot of cards really with this?
Probably not, but
So I mean, we don't want Veronica.
Well, I mean, she just attacks and does it for you.
Fair. And if we are doing an attack sub-theme, and that is a somewhat evasive attacker.
I did just think of something weird we could do if we wanted to.
Okay.
We could build this as a somewhat discard-based theme. It would be a little tough to do, though. But the big benefit that we would get out of that is getting to play Asmarana, Martyr to Kaisteen, Kuldakar, and the Underworld Cookbook.
Fair. I will also reiterate, tutors are cringe.
Yeah, but the cookbook's, like, bad. So...
Yes. It is indeed bad.
It's an interesting thought. I'm not sure if it's worth it, but... Yeah, maybe the discard stuff's not really worth it. You could find some good
Let's
use
stick
for
with a
it.
little bit more focused build because what we have, I think, I like the direction we're going, and we want to mess around and find out later. We can maybe
Mm-hmm.
tweak it a little bit. A few more suggestions were Oni Cult Anvil, which I'm not super high on.
Yeah, I've never been huge on it.
Yeah,
All it's doing is getting you an extra. No, the 1/1 only comes from the trigger, so it's giving you an extra drain. Um, there's maybe somewhere we want that, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I think I'm going to accept being a time seed gamer or time
Oh yeah,
seed gamer.
sure. I'm not. I don't want to put a I know it's a artifact deck, so haha combos, but I don't want to lean too heavy into that. If we're going to do Grixis combos, I feel
Oh,
like
I mean, there's
we can
Forensic
do
Gadget right
Mishra.
here. I'm more than happy to go heavy in combos.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
Like, look at these.
It
dumb
does just
things
go
we get
infinite
to
with
do.
Assault Monolith. I
Yeah.
know. I'm aware of that.
Let's get Emery in her. Because
Yeah, Emery, Psy, because that's just another cast trigger on artifacts, and also you could activate to actually make that activate ability not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it neutral, which is fine. I'm not a huge fan of Psy, but at the same time, I'm willing to work with it here to try it out.
Yeah.
Just to be
Other
100% sure, there's
suggestions?
nothing else that's junk-based that we want to work with.
I mean, scroll up a little bit. We got Veronica. Maybe we're not doing that, but Boomer
It's
Scrapper,
really Crimson
Drunk Jet.
Carabiner.
Drunk Jet. Do we have Drunk Jet in there yet?
Junk Jet. Sacrifice another thing to double the power.
Quadruple
Interesting.
power. Sorry, no, double and then
Quadruple.
math.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. It's also just not a terrible thing to keep looping in and out of your graveyard.
Yeah, it's also only 2 mana to cast, so it's essentially 2 mana, exile types of cards in your library to play.
Okay. Sure.
Which, I mean, we play Ren's Resolve and cards like that a lot, so like I think it's on rate with those as well as it has other utility.
Okay.
But those are the only 2 I can really or
CDH.
2 to 3.
Yeah, here's the... Okay.
Okay, I'm not CDH gaming right now.
How many clues are we playing with?
That's a good question. I don't think we're playing Deduce. That might be a little too deep.
Not the worst, but not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, Detective Satchel. No. I love Floodhound, but I'm not sure that's something we're doing.
I like the
Well,
Gleaming
hold
Gear Drake a lot.
The Gear Drake, yes. Follow the Bodies is an option. I don't hate here.
Oh, because Gravestorm... yeah, we might be a Gravestorm deck. Sure.
I mean, just if we have any spot of looping
permanent, right?
cards at all.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, it gives up permanence. So yeah, I think Follow the Bodies
try.
is actually kind of hot here.
Let's try being a Follow the Bodies deck. So, Gleaming Gear Drake.
Gutty preaching in the chat right now. We're always CDH gaming if we're not playing dinos because big dinosaur go burr.
You say that, but one of the new CDH decks is a Dino deck, so...
Is Pantlaza actually good?
It's okay.
Okay, is it the deck
you
you're
could do
referring to?
worse. Let's see. This just investigates twice.
But you get to do it again and again and again. I kind of like Heaven Sent a lot. It is a... I mean, you just get to do it
may
again.
cast it this turn. You have to cast it right then.
Okay, it's still 2 mana, make 2 clues.
I don't know.
And then you get to do it over and over again.
Maybe.
I mean, I think it's good. I mean, granted, if you're playing it on turn 2, you're not ramping like you probably want to. Yes, Ashnod does make clues just draw 2.
Yes.
It is quite poggers, as the kids would say.
Yeah. This is what I want to explore, is doing that sort of nonsense.
So,
This is some interesting options here.
are we playing like the capsules and stuff? I know Chandler suggested like an Executioner's capsule. There's the mnemonic.
I would do
something
Executioner's Capsule. That is perfectly fine.
There's the one that came in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. That's a mnemonic sphere. You can cycle for 1. You can also sack to draw 2. I think it's a lot more mana intensive, but drawing 4 off that.
Yeah. I mean,
Sounds pretty good.
potentially. I'm not entirely sure. I know. Okay. I guess this is relevant. Are we playing with Senator Peacock? Because, she do just turn every artifact into a clue.
Okay, actually, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Audacious Reshapers? Oh, don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, Audacious is definitely probably going in there.
I am a huge fan of that card, even though it's probably actually not worth playing.
Yep.
It's just, I just like that card. I just think it's neat.
Also, Shayla suggested another one of my favorites, Kadolth the Forge Master, because you just double tutor any artifact.
Yeah, Karlov the Forge Master is perfectly fine. I think that's just big good value. You do it. You tutor twice, you probably win the game.
Likely. I mean, I guess you could go if you wanted to do the cool gaming move, tutor out Time Sieve and Mere Battlesphere, and just instantly take 2 extra turns. But I don't know if I even Battlesphere in this deck.
Option. Yeah, I'm not really feeling the Battlesphere because that's a lot of mana. But also, please stop using these printings. I beg you. Just give me the normal card art. I like this one so much more.
Yeah. A lot of those, I understand they were doing with those invisible ink printings or whatever, but not my thing. I'm trying to think. Force the Witness.
Which Witness is not.
Oh, it doesn't investigate that many times. Just investigate.
Yeah, Trail of Evidence would
Are
be
we a
very
Trail of
interesting.
Evidence check? I was gonna say Trail of Evidence.
We're not, but I like the idea of it in different ways.
Tamio's Journal is consistently make a clue, but I think it's too slow.
Yeah, it is. It looks like there's not great options with actual factual investigate, unless we wanted to do something like, Piper here. Piper fits in with like the combat theme, but it
does buff whatever creature we're trying to get in with.
Yeah. There's maybe space for Piper.
Throw it in, guys. Got it later.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling about it.
Investigators as well is kind of hilarious, but I don't think we're making enough clues to power that out.
Which card?
Persuasive Interrogators, sorry.
The Interrogator, yes. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. That is a funny way to kill someone, though.
It is hilarious.
Mm-hmm. It's also a Gorgon detective, so even with Pyre, we're just like, no way we're getting this.
Yeah. I mean, if we sack the best card in the deck.
Mm-hmm. That's all we have to do? Sacrifice our best card? Neat.
That just sounds so easy, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering if Nick is potentially useful here. We'd mentioned before that there's potential ways to use him for like artifact looping when you get KCI combos involved.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's worth it.
Gutty has suggested another CDH card of Underworld Breach.
Underworld Breach. I would like to hold off on Underworld Breach for the time being.
Yep. And then we got another Roaming Throne suggestion.
Roaming Throne.
But Roaming Throne would not double up Ashnod, because Ashnod is just doubling up another trigger.
Yeah, she's doubling up the triggers of other things, so you would need to build your deck cohesively enough around a single creature type to make the Ashnod, or to make the Roaming Throne work, because you can't double up Ashnod's trigger. Because it's not a trigger, it's a static ability that just gives you an additional one. So, like, but if we did something like built this as a Goblins deck, which you could reasonably do, then Roaming Throne would make sense. I don't know if I want... I really don't know if I want Magda in here.
Yeah, I don't know if we're making enough treasures.
We have, like, 3 big treasure producers, right? Because we have Dockside, Technomancer, Grim Hireling, and Facebreaker. All of those are big treasure producers, but that's kind of it, right?
Yeah. And we're not really tutoring it out consistently, so like,
and
I'm not too sold on it.
And just so people are aware, a reminder: Ashnod does not double up mana abilities, so you can't crack a treasure for 2 mana. You can't do a Lotus Petal for 2 mana. So that's why these other ones are interesting to me. Like Dockside is just good, so like it's fine. We want to sacrifice our treasures anyway for value. But the reason why like Grim Hireling is something I'm interested in is because I can sacrifice X treasures to give something -X, and that will get doubled up.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, the Technomancer just sacrificing a bunch of artifacts, and you just get random things with decent power into play.
Mm-hmm.
And then Facebreaker's drawing extra cards, playing from exile.
And there is the benefit on Facebreaker and Grim Hireling, like with Psy, is you're just getting a lot of tokens in the air to actually get in some damage with.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I think
this Go Y strategy is starting to actually look a lot better when I look at all the cards.
Yeah, when you put it all together, like it does. There are pieces to make this work. I'm not like super convinced that it's the best we could do, but it's not terrible. I'm just gonna quickly check all of our random treasure producers, all like 200 of them. Manufacture Boy, are you in the deck?
I don't know, because like again, like
we don't have a ton of Investigate. We don't have a ton of treasures, but we do have a decent number.
Chandler does suggest Dothy Voidwalker. You get to choose 2 cards. I don't know.
That's actually not terrible. I don't hate Dothy Voidwalker.
I mean, it's just a good card, and it's graveyard hate. So like,
well, it's also an unblockable attacker. So
Dothy
Voidwalker feels good to me.
Yeah, and
Come
then
here, Golffather.
Third Path Iconoclast also just makes a bunch of dudes.
Oh yeah, Third Path does do that.
Now, in that same vein, are we talking Saheeli Sublime Artificer?
I'm generally not.
It's one more mana, but it's also makes a copy.
Yeah, but I can also do like an enchantment version that doesn't get hit as easily.
But there's a really, really pretty Seclair version, Jason.
But can't I also just do one that gives me flyers as opposed to giving me servos?
We already have that. That's called Side Master Thopters.
No. The Phyrexia one.
The Phyrexia one.
Mirrodin Besieged.
My follow-up is ¿Por qué no los dos?
Because we have so much space. We only have so much space.
Well, it sounds like you need...
That's not even that good. It's just a mirror.
Yeah, I'm not sure on... We mentioned Academy Factor. Not sure if we're going to go that direction because we don't have a ton
we're gonna
of Investigate and a ton of Treasure Makers. You gotta throw it in. I don't think we're gonna go Zorn levels of deep, but Manufactor maybe.
Oh, the shark. You're referring to a Chrome Host Sea Shark?
Yeah, I'm not sure on the shark either.
I mean, we're not really sacrificing any of those tokens. I mean, it does make...
At that point, it's just tokens to have for stack fodder for other abilities like Reshapers or Welder Engineer.
I mean, it is also a 2/4 flyer because this thing flies.
It's a shark.
It is a shark. So, I don't know, with the attacker sub-theme in here, maybe, like, that might just be worth doing. Are there any... we'll get to generic cards later. I just want to look at what things that do treasure are we interested in. Because Atsushi is maybe, if we have a... Well, I guess we're not doing too many creature sacrifices, are we?
Yeah. We're just focusing on the artifact.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then.
I don't think we do Battlecat Blast. Brass's Bounty I could see us doing, but that's just because it's big old spell that does a thing.
It is a big old spell, but I don't like big old spell that just makes mana. I like big old spell that like kills people.
A few more suggestions coming in. Chandler suggested Arkham Dagson. That does double trigger.
Mm-hmm. Those are specifically require sacrificing an artifact creature.
Yes, but I don't think we have.
That's maybe doable. I think that's a reasonable suggestion. So I'll at least add Arkham here. You may go.
I think with that, I don't want to put any more tutors in with us doing Arkham and with Cadolta Forge Master in there.
Yeah, I don't want to go super hard on tutors. Tutors are not where I want to be.
Potentially contractually obligated to put Ashnod's Ultra in just for the name alone, but I think I might want to break a tradition there and not put the namesake card in the deck.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine not doing it.
If we were doing more creature sacrifice, it'd be like slam dunk. But I just don't think we're doing it here. And then Retrofitter Foundry also suggested.
Retrofitter Foundry.
I'm not sure on Retrofitter,
Uh,
but
I mean, we're not
it
making
does.
that many Thopters to get to the 4/4s. Well, we're also
I mean,
not
it does
untapping it,
get.
are
It
we?
does just. I mean, it's what 3 mana to untap it.
Yeah. I mean,
It at least does just make a dude that we can then sack on a later turn. So at least lets us use our mana somewhat efficiently.
yeah. I mean, it does do stuff.
I'm
We
not
can't.
sold on it, but it's in the list for now.
Yeah, it'll hang out for a minute. Although I am going to go ahead and just put this Urza Saga into the deck.
Makes sense.
We do be Saga gaming. One less.
Are we
piece.
Bolus of Citadel gaming? I saw a few people suggest that so far.
I am cool with that. I will dome you for 20 and feel happy about it. Because this is just silly.
It is indeed silly. I've been kind of straying away from putting it in there in a lot of decks, but I usually already have Sensei's Top and Aetherflux Reservoir in those decks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think us not including those cards and just doing value fun sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Do we have any life gain in the deck to actually power that out, or are we just getting it on the field and just like paying 30 life to cast some spells and hope we get there?
I think we're just paying 30 life and hoping to get there.
Are we having? Do we have Marionette Master in the deck yet? Are we going to put like
Marionette Master? We
Top
can
of the
put it
Vault?
in.
Top of the Vault? Are we going that deep? Marionette Master
here,
just
let me
it
put
ends games.
Let me put Dear Nightblade in here. Just because. Also, my general preference. I'm going to change this to be in I want mana value. Mana value is so much easier for me to understand what I'm working with, and yes, I have this custom to be a 1, so...
You mean you have it set correctly?
Yes,
is what I'm
it
hearing.
costs 1.
Okay, yes.
I like being able to see my curve like this without having to go down here to look at it.
Hey, Jason?
No, what's up?
Mindslaver.
Eh?
It'd be funny. It'd be really funny.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Mindslaver, but, I mean, I'll put it here for the moment. Like, there you go. No, the thing I want to talk about here is, do we play Gloin?
Okay, but... Okay. Okay. It's like the only deck where I could see Gloin being okay.
I don't think
Okay.
Gloin's terrible. Like,
Yeah? Okay.
yeah. Come here, Gloin. You and your weird name. Let's see. Anything else here that got an interesting activated ability that has to do, or anything that does with treasures that we want to work with, maybe?
Hey, there's a really cool card called Hull Breacher. I'm seeing on your screen right now. We should definitely consider it.
Wow, I would play that in a heartbeat if I could. Are we Yawgmoth gamers? I don't believe we have enough creatures to sacrifice for Yawgmoth.
Since we're doing more of the artifact stuff, but if we did a version that was creature based, absolutely.
Oh yeah, Kellogg was mentioned previously. Kellogg
has been mentioned. I know you were really low on Kellogg in previous season on the set.
Oh yeah, because I don't think this is like
Good at
super great or anything, but at the same time, honestly, I still don't even think it's a super great, and the more I think about it, the less I like it. But
yeah, I'm kind of low on it still too.
We'll see. I don't think Lobelia is
Still not
doing
high on
me.
Magda.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of this treasure support to try to justify whether or not a card like Magda makes sense here, and I'm still just not seeing quite enough for me.
Mines of Moria, I could see us maybe doing just a flex spot, but
I don't think we want any Nuka-Cola. Mines of Moria.
The vending machine does some work though.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not a huge fan of these lands. They're not terrible. I just don't like them very much because I don't like risking them coming into play tapped, because the main goal of my deck is to try to cast a legendary creature that would enable these lands.
Yeah.
So
You just
it
have
feels awkward.
infinitely enough legendary creatures where like I think it's okay.
Pain Distributor.
I'm still not. highest on pain distributor, but like I could see it working.
I don't think it's worth it. But it's interesting to think about. It's just neat.
I just think that's the Pitiless Plunderer. Are we?
We could potentially be doing some sack loops with Pitiless Plunderer. We haven't done KCI looping yet, and this is a perfectly reasonable KCI looping deck.
That's probably one of the best KCL loop decks.
Correct.
But if we're doing KCI loop decks, I immediately want to put in Scrap Trawler and Mule Retriever to actually make that engine work.
Yeah.
Are we wanting to go that route though?
Sure, why not?
Deck space?
Are we fans of blood token generators? Maybe, because they are discard 1 card, draw 2.
Fair. So is that like Blood Tithe Harvester?
Yeah.
And Blood Tithe Harvester...
It's kind of like the only one we want, really.
Yeah.
I can't really think of another one we would particularly want. And Blood Tithe Harvester's not even that good in Commander, so...
No.
That's a big if. But back to this. Here, let me just... Pitiless. And let's just do our Kruk Clan Ironworks, because we can do that if we want to. Not saying we will, but it is an option. And I do think that this is an excellent... I was going to play Scrap Trawler in this deck regardless.
Yeah, Scrap Trawler just does kind of fit in every deck like that. Going through a few suggestions, I don't know if we mentioned Ichor Wellspring. It's just a value piece. It's probably good enough to keep in. Just
yes.
I don't think we're going deep enough to play the Mycosynth Welcome Spring.
Well, no, because I'm not even sure how many basics we're going to have in this deck.
Yeah.
I am deep enough to play Experimental Synthesizer.
That's fair. Are we playing Prize Statue as well?
Ooh, normally I would say no, but we do like having our random artifact tokens to sacrifice.
Yes.
So
it's also another treasure. So we play Manufacturer. It just does crap out a bunch of tokens.
Yeah. Stop being white border.
Wow. Okay, Jason.
I don't want the white border one.
Tarian's Journal. What is that card? That's a new one.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Tarian's Journal.
Okay. I think I know which one. Is it the one I'm thinking of? Yes.
Draws a card. Discard your hand to transform it. What are you on the backside again? Yeah, this is fine. It just taps, draws 2 cards at the cost of a artifact or creature.
Okay.
I think this is perfectly fine. Good recommendation. That's a good...
Similar in that vein, Clan Crafter, I think, does the exact same thing in our deck while also pumping up a creature, correct?
Yes, although it does require Ashnod to be in play. But that's, fine.
That also doesn't require mana into it, but you can do it multiple times a turn.
Yeah. True.
But they're an Epicure.
Oh, yeah, we can play a monkey.
Monkey?
Come here, Ragavan.
And that makes a good point, too. If we went with the Asmo line with the Unreal Cookbook, we just play Cat Oven combo.
Cat Oven? I mean, you potentially can. I don't know. Cat Oven draws, or it makes 2 food, does 2 things, requires Cat Oven Manufacturer to be particularly good, though, because, how good are we at just randomly sacrificing artifacts? We're not terrible at it, are we?
Yeah, some good stuff in here that can just do it.
I forgot that it made this Pitiless Plunderer. That's some art. How good are we at just randomly sacrificing artifacts?
Not
the worst at it.
Welder. Gear Drake doesn't actually sack anything.
No, it just gets bigger when you make one. The thing is, I like this as kind of like a glue piece for if you go the aggressive route, it gives you a clue, and it's a scaling threat that flies.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's essentially Sprite Dragon for artifact decks. I like that.
yeah, I like that too.
Okay, I have a back card recommendation that I know you're gonna shoot down, but I'm at least gonna shoot my shot.
Oh boy.
Pia's Revolution.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
It's less of
I had
a
to shoot my
hard.
shot.
It's less of a hard like get it out of here as you were probably thinking. It's just I don't know. Anytime I've tried to make Pia's Revolution loops work, they just never work for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I wish I could make that card work. It's one of those ones of I keep on trying.
Oh, it'd be so nice if we could. So chapter...
Is that our next stream whenever Matt's calling us to make Pia's Revolution working, Commander?
No, because it doesn't work. All right, chat. Do give me a second for getting to the blood token stuff because I am going to go through and look at all of the blood tokens because I'm doing the deep dive to make sure that I like what we're working with here. Vraska's interesting. Not for here, but just interesting overall. Okay, I'm not seeing any more treasure things that I like, so now we can do
Blood
token. Okay, so we're not playing Angie, Anya, whatever her name is.
Yep. Chandler, Grave Pact, Vindictive Erebos effects, and the creature version of this deck is, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
be pretty good.
To be fair, they just trigger as normal. They're not getting doubled.
But if your deck's focused around it and you're double up on other effects that care, it's a really good piece in there.
Blood Fountain's interesting.
Blood Fountain is a crappy artifact to sack. Actually, ooh.
You get 4 creatures.
You get 4 creatures for 4 mana.
Yeah. If we go heavier, if we get more artifact creatures, I particularly like this. But without that many artifact creatures, I'm a little bit meh. But I'm interested.
I am indeed intrigued as well. We got some cards.
Oh yeah, we got some options.
I don't like that part. That part always hurts.
Blood File Purveyor. Not
Not
for us.
Yeah, no. That's a card people can play, I guess.
And it's something.
It is indeed something.
Falcraft Forebear is actually kind of interesting. Again, if you're on the aggressive route specifically, this is interesting.
I'm not high on it, but we could throw it in. Let us guess.
We'll think about it. We'll probably take it out.
Okay, so I know there's a partner commanders from the Vampire deck, from Crimson Vow, Camber, and something else. I do not recall what they do. I just know they make blood tokens. Camber Distraction.
Everything dies.
And it does have card advantage because one, half of it, you get the other. That one goads, though, I think, right?
Yeah. Sacrifices of blood to goad, if I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, not a huge fan of it. Deals damage, make that many blood.
Chronomancer. I don't hate Chronomancer.
What does Chronomancer do?
Chronomancer, you get stack, pay a mana, and tap it. Or stack a creature, or stack an artifact, tap Chronomancer, and pay a mana, and you draw a card. Pretty sure that's what Chronomancer does. It's from the 40k decks.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
It's a 4th card on the top row. Very middle. Oh, just another. Yep.
Yeah, it flies.
Oh, it's flying?
Yeah. It's an artifact
Don't
creature
you
and
just
it
love
flies.
seeing keywords on random cards you just never noticed before?
Yeah. All right. I mean, again, for the more
Honestly,
aggressively oriented build, I like that.
I never, yeah. I think it's flying?
Yeah. I just think that's
feel
neat.
I feel butterfly. I feel like Mandela affected right now. I never noticed.
Lovely. So I am going to say that I don't think there's enough blood token things that I'm interested in.
Yeah, I think the blood token stuff is dried up.
It was a neat idea. There was potential, but no blood today. To the point that I don't even think we want Falcon Wrath Forebearer.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
You can move to considering, buddy.
Yeah,
All
we just
right.
gotta find one more card and throw and fix our lane base. We're good, right? That's
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna completely
we're
ignore like looking at other things and going, "Oh yeah, we could have just done that." Like play this Stormclaw Ranger that's really good.
yeah.
Because I forgot this draft
We haven't gone
uncommon.
down EDH rec yet.
Yeah, we were actively avoiding it, or at least I
Um,
was. I was
Dude,
like, I'll look at that in a
recommendation:
minute.
Lich Knight's Conquest. I don't know what that card is. That the one from the new Eldraine? That's like you sack any number of things, get any number of things back.
Yeah, it's something. So, sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments, or tokens. Return that many creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield.
Okay, so it's kind of pseudo bargaining.
Yeah, you bargain random tokens away for benefit. It has potential, but eh. I'm
I'm
kind
not
of
sold on it.
I'm kind of in the camp of if I was willing to play this specifically, wouldn't I also just be happy to play like Living End or Living Death?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say Living Death or Scrap Mastery.
Mhm.
Other recommendation we got is the Haven Gold Laboratory or the Stranger Things land. I'm not high on that one because it's a colorless land in 3-color. And we have a
Yeah.
lot of ramp, but I'm not sold on it. And it's also 4 mana to do it. Especially I want to play that card. I don't think it's going to work well here when we already have some colorless spots going to be devoted to things like
Oh yeah.
the Treasure Vault and probably another one or two colorless utility lands.
You do that so it looks a little bit better for you all. Okay, so Aether Spellbomb is good here. I will throw in the Aether Spellbomb.
That's a good call. Proud of you.
Woo. That's just good interaction right there.
Probably
so
for
I'm
the
careful
axe. Yeah, I'm not sure. I want to be wrong about Onikote Anvil, but I'm never high on it.
Mm-hmm. So Eloise is interesting if we start getting into these sack loops.
Is that what we're going to do here? Are we being more aggressive than just doubling up our value triggers with Ashnod?
Great question.
So I think we're more just on the aggressive line and just focusing more on getting your opponents dead in the combat step or with things related to that more so than just
Sure.
finding a combo line. I'm not even sure about the KCI loops. I know it's like very fitting, but it is taking up space and deck direction when we do have a lot of more aggressive creatures. I think we probably should lean into more.
Sure. Okay. So we're gonna go lean into the more aggressive angle for this deck.
Yes, that's kind of what I'm leaning. I say cut Kellogg. I'm not high on Kellogg.
I don't like Kellogg. I don't like Nadir's Nightblade. Doesn't attack particularly well. And also, if I want this, I can just play a different version of that same effect.
Yeah. Scrap Trawler is just Scrap Trawler, but
Plunderer, considering.
Yep. Scrap Trawler does just get things back. I'm not sure if we need the Retriever, though, as well. Marinette Master being 6 mana does hurt.
Honestly, I don't mind just including the Mirror Retriever plus, like, they just sacrifice to return stuff. And if they die, and that's fine.
And if we keep KCI in, we can oopsie into a loop.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with having an oopsie into a loop.
Oopsie loops is okay with me.
Oopsie loops.
I think I don't want Arkham Daxon. It's good, don't get me wrong. I just don't think I want it. I want to punch people. The Stranger Things land. I don't know what land that is.
Haven Gold Laboratory.
Oh, Haven Gold Laboratory. I did see that. That's like taps to investigate or something like that. And
Yeah.
sacrifice
I just said that a minute ago that I think that the colorless utility lands we're low on, and we already have Treasure Vault. I don't think in a 3-color deck we want to commit too many spots to stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. This is too many creatures. We'll definitely want to. Probably want to cut one creature. Well, I'm gonna keep looking just a little bit more to see if there's anything, because you might find things like, I genuinely think Enthusiastic Mechanaut's a very good card for this deck, because 2/2 flying helps with the artifact spells cost reduction. That's a nice piece to the deck.
Are you going as deep as this? Well, I mean, it's flying. I was gonna say Ethereum Sculptor, but I think we have good enough.
I don't know if we want Sir Ginger. I'm also not sure if we want Third Path Iconoclast, but ooh, Lobelia. What do you do again?
Uh, Good question.
So you get to exile those cards face down. Okay. I don't think you do quite enough, but you're neat and I like you. And that's what matters. We probably are a Brea's Apprentice deck.
I've never been high on that one. I'm not gonna lie. Herald of Anguish is kind of hilarious.
I like this card, but I don't love that card.
It is just a 2-mana 5/5 flyer.
2-mana-ish, yeah.
2 mana. Plus some, but 2 mana 5/5 flyer.
Two
If
mana
we're trying to be
doesn't-
more aggressive, I don't hate it. That's personal bias of Kaladesh block coming through here. I understand this.
I think I want to say no to it because I'm also sitting here like, are we still Chrome Host Sea Sharking? And I'm like,
I
think we are.
Yeah.
I think we still do Chrome Host Sea Sharking because Chrome Host can at least be useful with Ruthless Technomancer. It gives you more creatures in case of board wipes. We are still playing a decent number of like mopey creatures that don't attack well.
Yeah,
which
but
is an issue, but
yeah. I mean, in some cases, they at least help generate ways to help other creatures attack better or generate creatures.
right.
But
So
are we still Audacious Reshaper Ring?
perhaps not. It's a 3/3.
Yeah.
You go to the sideboard for a bit, buddy. I don't even know if I want Marionette Master, but I don't think I hate Marionette Master or anything, so...
I have a tough time cutting that card because it's just one of my favorites.
I'm going to cut Arkham Daxon, though.
Yeah.
I want...
I'll give you Arkham. I think the Forge Master stays, but...
I want one more creature that is aggressive and helps with the artifact support.
Okay.
So, like...
Aggressive and helps with the artifact support.
Does it particularly need to be evasive, or does it just need to be... Because I'm thinking about, like, Loyal Apprentice, for example, which is okay. That fits well into the curve. But it itself... Piper really does not hit her. She has to be the one dealing the damage, which is annoying, but there's maybe ways to get her larger. That's an interesting thought here. Anyone think of another creature that is aggressive and works well in artifact shells? It has to be in Grixis
Sir Ginger.
colors.
Sir Ginger. I know we kind of were iffy on that earlier, but that still is...
She's not the worst. I don't hate her.
Hey, it gains us life for the Bolsa Citadel turn.
True. I mean, she just scries through that whole turn as well.
Oh, yeah. The important part of that card, yeah. Yeah, sure.
I mean, sure. I'm not against playing Sir Ginger.
It's also just colorless. It's easy to cast.
Yeah, very easy to cast. I'm 100% willing to be an Ancient Tomb gamer today, so...
Ancient Tomb Gaming.
Yeah. All of these colorless lands.
Hey. Yeah.
Let's see. Any other random aggressive creatures we can think of? The Dalek with Myriad? Patchwork
The Dalek with
Automaton.
Myriad or the Cyberman with Myriad?
I mean, there's a Dalek one that's a 3-mana 3/3 with Menace. But it's Menace and Myriad, that's all it has.
Okay.
That's not the worst. It's not my favorite.
I mean, I guess we could activate abilities and at the end of combat step to sack those tokens for the exile.
I'm not too big of a fan of playing Wormcoil Engine. It's fine if you want to go like a really if you're really deep in the weeds of like those sacrifice loop builds and you want something that stabilizes your board. Wormcoil is great there, but I am willing to just die and not stabilize. So I will take my beats and be happy with them.
Are Are we encroaching the mycosynth? Makes us have everything we can sack to just all of our artifact stuff.
Hmm.
It does also just make us a lot weaker to Vandal Blast, which is always a tough spot to be in. But
I mean, we're always weak to Fatal Blast. Like, we're not getting around that.
We go from kind of
or
losing to definitely losing to a Vandal Blast if that's on the field.
Spellbomb or Lantern. I'm leaning more towards Lantern.
Talking about the Nihil Spellbomb.
Yeah, Nihil Spellbomb or Soul Guide Lantern. I think I want Soul Guide because it's just one mana draw.
Soul Guide's just better. I think Soul Guide's just better nowadays.
That's
Soul
true.
Guide goes in more decks.
Doesn't hit your own graveyard as well, but I mean, neither does Spellbomb. So, yeah. Okay, we have that. Brass's Tunnel Grinder. Right. Love this card.
Is the deck we actually put it in, though?
Probably not. But
that's my issue. It always is the 102nd card of a deck.
I'll cut you later, okay? just be in the deck for like 5 seconds, all right? That's all I need. Just chill.
Are we Strionic Resonating?
Resonating? Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Good talk.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, where's our Mystic Forge? Anyway. Where's our Mystic Forge?
Oh, Mystic Forge gaming? Yeah. I mean, we can Mystic Forge. That's fine.
I mean, I know we have a lot of non-artifact creatures, but like, the information we get off of it, as well as the opportunity to cast, a third of our deck off the top of our library, sounds pretty good.
What power are we brewing at? We're just kind of looking at what we can do. I'm not shooting for a specific power level, aside from the fact that it's not like super high power because we play very few tutors, just because we like the variance.
Are we a Storm the Vault deck?
Can be. I mean, again, I always, my issue with Storm the Vault is I'm always sitting there going, okay, what are we doing with that mana?
Hey, that's later Jason's problem.
That is
current Jason.
That's a me now problem.
No, that is later Jason's problem. All right, you just want the mana. Do you want to play Tolarian Academy and Commander? Yes, then you play Storm the Vault. Yeah, and who doesn't want to play Tolarian Academy and Commander?
Have a Ristic Study.
Yeah, Ristic Study. I don't know if we're gonna go Fish Study though. I think we don't need the Mystic Remora.
Ocean's interesting.
Yeah, it's just giving you another sack outlet on your commander.
Yeah, it's another sack outlet on the commander, but it's also removal, which we haven't done like any of.
Yeah, we probably should just actually put removal in then, not just an enchantment that is weak removal.
Well, don't you worry about it. We'll do it all.
With what space?
You must keep in mind that we are cutting things from this deck.
No cuts.
No cuts, only add? Here. While we're here, generic interaction that we want for this deck. We're in Grixis. So, an offer you can't refuse.
Are we Deluge gaming?
Yeah, I mean, sure, Toxic Deluge is good. Toxic Deluge. We can mana drain people. We can... I want to try out playing with delay a little bit more. So I want to put delay in here.
Okay. That's a very valid option.
I've been finding that I enjoy delay more and more compared to other counterspells that are comparable to it. We want Wild Magic Surge or Chaos Warp. We'll do Wild Magic Surge. Oh, that thing is an instant. I thought it was a sorcery. Oh, that's nice.
Are we deadly disputing?
I was thinking about whether or not we're deadly disputing. It's okay. I don't think we need to. The more I've played with deadly dispute, the less impressed I am with it. We got a Cyclonic Rift though.
Yeah. With Sea Rift and Toxic Deluge, I think we're good there.
Do we want to Fire Covenant?
We're not Spine of Ishtar gaming here, are we?
I don't think we're spining.
Oh, okay.
I don't really want to play any free interaction, so the old actual factual counterspell.
This is mana drain deck.
Oh, we already have it in there. Got a suite
Cool.
of 4 counterspells already, which is a decent number for point removal. Need things that kill creatures or do other stuff. I saw Prismari Command listed earlier.
It does make a treasure. It does loot. It does destroy thing.
Yeah, it's got options. I'm not a huge fan of it though. If it was 2 mana, I would definitely be all on it, but
That's not the deck to make it 2 mana though.
no, it is not. We could be an expressive iteration gaming, like expressive iteration deck if we wanted. I'm not a huge fan of expressive iteration either, but I think it's okay. I do want one more board wipe in here somewhere. I have never worked with Trellisair's Devastation. That's an interesting one.
Yeah. I mean, it's 4 mana, kill the board generally with the artifact deck.
Sure. I'm.
The X cost is very deceiving.
There we go. Yeah, the X cost is just if you want to make Power Stones, which is okay if you need to. Like, this is a deck that utilizes Power Stones just fine.
I mean, it is sack fodder as well as pays for activated abilities. So I think all those are good options.
Correct.
Do we need 3 board wipes with the Deluge, the Devastation, and the Sea Rift?
I think that's plenty. I don't think you need more than that.
Do we go down to 2?
No, I like having 3.
Okay.
Especially because I like it when Sea Rift gets the option to not be a board wipe.
Fair. That is a fair decision.
Do we need the ping of Mirkwood Bats? No, I'm not a big fan of Mirkwood Bats. I'm just not a huge fan of those effects. Like, because you can just get them at 1 to 2 mana as opposed to getting them at 4 mana. Like, the benefit of gaining life is nice, but I want to be more aggressive than that. So I would just go for the lower mana value ones. Okay, we did follow the bodies, which is neat. And a reason to leave in KCI, potentially. It also means I want to play with Fetch Lands if I'm doing with follow the body stuff. And Fetch Lands plus Surveil Lands with Gravestorm? Ooh, that's fun.
Oh, daddy.
I like that. That's fun. Let's do that.
Now we're really gaming.
Okay. Is there any more interaction on artifacts? I think we could do Pyrite Spellbomb, but Spellbomb's a little weak. We don't need to be a Lightning Greaves deck.
Okay, Smelting Vat. I didn't even think about that earlier.
Smelting Vat? Oh, this thing? Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. I mean, it's interesting. I don't think it's in the aggressive-oriented build, though.
You're right. It's not. It's more in the combo artifact build.
I do really like it for the combo artifact build, though.
Stick with the aggressive line, then. I don't think it makes the cut.
Is there a Planeswalker we want? Not Saheeli.
Tezzeret would be the Master the Bridge Tezzeret would be a finisher, somewhat.
Also, there's creatures
as well as
affinity
life
for
gain.
artifacts.
It is 6 mana, is the only thing.
Yeah, it do be awkward in that way.
But I mean, if we can stomach that cost and that just be kind of our top end, I could see us cutting Marionette Master for that because they kind of fit the same spot. And
Yeah.
Master of the Bridge, I think, does more. Marionette Master, it might be better at finishing the game, but I think Tezzeret is better at different points in the game, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Could be wrong. Roast me in the comments. It's all good. But
I mean, I'm also still thinking about whether or not I even want Marionette Master.
yeah,
Again, I guess I could just play a lower cost version of this. One thing I am thinking is I probably don't want Academy Manufactor.
no, it's not synergistic
cool.
with enough of your deck.
It's cool. I like it. I do really like that card, but because one of the other things I'm still noting here is there's only like what 5, 6, not that many artifact creatures in the deck.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 artifact creatures, which is more than I thought there was. It'd be nice to have another artifact creature in the deck that's somewhat good. Are we a... Why am I blanking on your name? Arcbound Ravager deck.
It does double up the sacrifice. It does not double up the modular. It doubles up the sacrifice, putting counter on.
2 counters is pretty good.
It is, but the modular has to go on another artifact creature, correct?
Yeah.
So we have what,
of
like...
course, because it's dead.
Well, yes. We do have ways to make other artifact creatures with the Third-Path Iconoclast and the Psi. So we have options. And do we have any other artifacts that make creatures? I don't think we're playing anything like Cerberus Commander or anything like that. Those would be potential options there.
I mean, we had this Retrofitter Foundry, which I also don't know.
I'm not sold on Retrofitter Foundry right now, but I'm thinking more.
It does double up every time because it is well, when you sacrifice a Servo, you get 2 Thopters, and sacrifice 1 Thopter to get 2 4/4s.
We're not really shortcutting with sacking a Servo at all.
No, not really.
I'm not sold on Retrofitter. Forge Master is already in the deck, so we don't have to worry about that in there. And I think that one's going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
We can go ahead and cut Mind Slaver, as much as I want to do some fun stuff there. We can cut Mind Slaver.
To find fun. All right, you were in the deck for a moment, but Brass's Tunnel Grinder, you can go now.
Yep. Are we going down Mystic Forge?
Mystic Forge. I mean, that's just top-end good artifact.
Yeah.
Did we end up making this Pyre of Heroes worth it?
I don't... It's really good if we can get it to work, and we have Artificers probably...
Let's see. We got a lot of humans. Got a good number of Artificers. And we have 6 Goblins. And then from there, it is awkward. And I have a good feeling a lot of those overlap.
Yeah. Goblin Artificer, and then there's probably some human Artificers.
You an ogre? You're an ogre. There's no way we can sacrifice like a Servo or a Thopter to go get a creature.
No.
I don't think Pyre of Heroes got there.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't know if Junk Jet got there.
Oh.
But I'm interested to try it.
It's one of the cards I wanted to actually make work.
I mean, it can stay there. We can try it.
I want to try it.
Is Prize Statue there?
I'm not sure. I don't think it is.
It's good with the KCI looping stuff.
But how much energy are we putting into the KCI loops?
Not much. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, if the KCI is just there as a value piece, then
sure.
Let's not put too much effort into it past the bare minimum that works with other stuff.
The 2 eggs are probably fine still. Blood Fountain's a little questionable, but I do like the whole just it makes 1 blood that is now draw 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives.
And then also it has utility past that.
Yeah, this thing might put in some serious work. I'm just not sure.
I think it will. I'm hoping it does.
Oh, also this deck is like. There we go. Probably a 34 lander.
Okay, that's kind of what I was figuring as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're good on instants and sorceries. Are there any other instants and sorceries?
We need more interaction than this.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Skate fast, eat ass. Let's go.
No. I want to interact. We always could do the big funny that is because of Forge Master. It opens up being able to play with Portal to Phyrexia.
You know, it's funny. I think we're 2 different people. When I hear Forge Master, my first thought goes to Darksteel Forge. Yours goes to the other 9-mana artifact.
Yeah, the better one.
Hey now.
I am quite literally sipping tea on this one.
I am drinking tea, actually. We're not a Darksteel Forge. I can see Portal of Phyrexia, but I'm not sure.
I think we're still Chaos Warping.
Yeah, I think Chaos Warp is good enough.
Let's see.
Now, I'm noticing we don't have any Destroy. Just both of those are Shuffle. Well, I guess Raw Magic is a Destroy.
Yeah, we have some other, like, tangential removal.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
near
do.
Dim Siege, get out of here. Storm the Vault,
Are we
get out of
still?
here.
Darn. Are we still clan crafting and street urchining?
I think both of these are acceptable.
Okay.
They are just card advantage pieces that are perfectly fine to work with. I mean, honestly, Sai is one of the more questionable pieces, but like that's fine. It still makes Thopters at attack.
Okay, let's go with the more aggressive line. We need to keep creatures like that in there.
Also, makes me
Engine
think
pieces.
we need. Hey, how's the Indomitable
Also,
looking?
Sai does help out the KCI loops.
How's the Indomitable looking?
What does that card do?
The card you always forget.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you call me out on it. I do forget that card exists most of the time.
It does. It does potentially renew itself. It doesn't really do it because I don't think we have enough pirates to really. Yeah, we have 2 pirates and no other vehicles, so there is no way to get this thing back. It's just an artifact version of. In which case, we could just play Biden of Thassa if we wanted.
I think Biden of Thassa would probably just be better.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're wanting an effect like that, Biden is just probably better for sure.
Come
You know,
to
we
me.
are not playing Wayfarer's Bauble.
You're right.
I think we should fix that.
I don't like Wayfarer's Bobble.
But hey, it is literally. It is better cultivate in this deck.
Yeah, after the commander is down.
Okay. Is that a problem?
Yeah, because I don't really care what my Wayfarer's Bobble is doing after my commander is down.
That sounds like a you problem.
Like, I'm trying to play a more aggressively oriented shell. I want to curve out 1s and 2s, baby. Speaking of which,
It's
how are we
a-
doing on 1-drop creatures? Not many.
Now we have like 2, 3.
I don't like Voldaire and Epicure. I don't want to play that.
No.
Mm,
We're playing Ornithopter.
no. Just flat out no. As much as
Why
I
not?
love Ornithopter decks and Commander, no.
Which we need to talk about Ornithopter decks because I want to find one.
There are many. We are Legion.
Combat Courier.
Combat carry.
Talk about wanting a 1-drop
It's a 1-drop that sacrifices itself, draws cards. I mean, it's not the worst.
with an Earth.
Yeah, I know.
That Unearth does just turn into Divination.
I mean, I don't love this thing, though.
Not sure there's any other aggressive.
It could be worse.
Yeah. I mean, if you want aggressive and low costed, I heard there's a 2-mana 5/5 out there that we could play called Herald of Anguish.
If only it was solving some of the problems. Like, it's not. I wish it was actually solving some of the problems that I'm noting. Like, so I still think we have a slightly too high creature density.
I agree.
We would be good to remove some things. Like, I think Krenko goes. I like the idea of Krenko, but I don't love the idea of Krenko.
Yeah, we can cut Krenko.
I think
That's fine with me. Are
Is
we
the-
still glowing gaming?
Are we glowing gamers? That is a really good question that I don't have an immediate answer to.
I'm leaning towards no. At this point, we're making the tough cuts of
Sure.
if it's not like immediate, there's definite value here. If this is like a somewhat, we gotta make some hard decisions here.
Yeah. All right. Then I think these stay as is for now.
All right.
Chrome Host is also like slightly questionable, but again, I actually do
I'm-
appreciate a lot of what it brings to the table.
I'm not as much appreciating it, but I also understand your viewpoint.
The monkey's actually not even that good, but the monkey is cool. Again, I still want a piece of removal, but
It's called
we-
player removal, Jason.
yeah, I guess we just don't have room for it.
No.
I still think we can follow the bodies just fine. I think the KCI loops stay.
We're going to cut 7 cards from this deck. Holy crap.
Yeah. So probably Street Urchin goes then.
Yep. We only go down below 34 lands, I don't think.
Yeah. Probably just cut Bident.
Yeah. Are we cutting Bowls to Citadel?
No.
Okay.
I'm 20ing people. You cannot stop me.
I um
Do we want to scroll on one?
I
Well,
don't
scroll
I
is white, so we can't play that card. Yep.
I don't want to cut junk jet. I do not want to cut junk jet, man. But it might be the cut.
It is one of the
I
few
won't
pieces that gets us
just
aggressive.
I won't look.
I don't know. I think it stays.
Okay, retrofitter. I'm still low on.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. This is A-okay by me. Do one of these go? Synthesizer
If
or
one of them
Wellspring?
goes, I think I'm biased towards the Ichor Wellspring because I like Ichor Wellspring a lot.
Well, it's also colorless.
Yeah, that's the main reason I'm kind of
Yeah, that's fine.
towards that.
I like the Journal, Forge, Citadel, Ristic Study, Clancrafter. Yep, Joy Route. Yeah, we have plenty of decent room, like decent
Card
card draw
advantage.
in here, so I'm not that worried about our card draw. I do think the Forge is a little bit meh, but
Cut the Forge. I was suggesting cut the Forge earlier.
all right then.
2 cuts now.
2 cuts.
Okay, here's where we really start pulling teeth.
Counterspell, you can go. I don't like cutting removal,
Neat.
but Justice Will is also just kind of generically good, not that
I
important.
I've been cutting Jessica's Will unless it's a deck that really takes advantage of it, but I know
Sure.
it's just a good card.
That's fine. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
complain. Okay, and
Cool,
now with 32 lands, what am I doing?
Okay, well, first off, we are going to be putting in Xander's Lounge.
Well, actually, here, let me just go ahead and packages. Expensive mana. Cut the duels. Mm-hmm. You can go. You can go. Alright, and now I need to remember the name of all of these surveil lands.
I could tell you the name of the Izzet one for sure. Thundering Falls.
Well, good. That's the only one I didn't remember.
Yeah, Raucous Theater and then Thundering Falls, yep.
Yep, want all 3 of these. The number of basics is going to be really low. Probably just like 2 of each, something like that. Or maybe even less.
What's our color distribution looking like?
Let me see. I think it's mostly blue-red with a splash of black. Ah, no. It's actually pretty evenly split.
That is actually really evenly split.
Surprising.
Do you want to do 2 of each basic or just 1 of each basic?
One of each for the time being.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we only need to add, like...
Adventure Fair should be a land we put in here.
Oh, I don't want Prismatic. Adventure's Fair. Well, okay, so I want Ancient Tomb in here.
The Ancient Tomb. I can fill out our mana base really quick here.
So
Adventure Fair.
So okay. We do have 3 colorless lands.
Yes. And Adventure Fair is too good to not play.
Well, so I
Ancient
actually
Tomb.
somewhat disagree with that. I've actually been less and less impressed with Adventure's Fair the more I played it. But it always
sounds like you
something.
need to reevaluate some priorities.
Fight me.
I will fight you.
So, okay, immediate first thing is, are we still playing with Treasure Vault? It is an artifact land.
It is an artifact land, and my next thing is, okay, I'd be okay with not including Adventure Fair, but we need all 3. We need Vault of Whisper, See the Side Knot, Great Furnace.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see us playing the 3 artifact duels in those colors as well.
I do not want to play those because those always come into play tapped. I don't think we're so desperate for artifact lands that we need that.
That's fair. Okay. So, past that, if we're pretty even on color distribution,
Mm-hmm.
are there any other utilities lands we need? Are we playing Academy Ruins?
Probably not. Like, I lean towards, if it doesn't produce colored mana, I'm probably not wanting it. We can play Otawara, though.
Yeah. So I want to see what we got here already.
Ottawa,
Towers out of
absolutely.
Orchard.
And we can probably
And
use Takanuma, but I don't think we need...
Are we playing the Crumbling Necropolis?
Crumbling Necropolis?
It's a tri-land. No?
Okay. I want my stuff to be untapped whenever I can. Like, we already have Exotic Orchard in here, right? Yeah.
Spire of Industry.
Spire of Industry's good. We don't have our enemy Battlelands. So that's probably just how we fill it out, actually.
Well, Spire. I think we should definitely click Spire. Spire's just a rainbow land.
True. Training center. Okay.
We have all three of those. We got training center, we got luxury suite, and we got
I actually don't have
the blue black one.
I don't have Morphic Pool. And the reason being, so we have one of each basic, which I think is good. Like, we should just play one of each basic. Because we have Otawara and Takenuma in the deck, I'm opting to just remove a blue and a black source from the deck.
That sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm. We do be Urza Saga Gaming. We do be Ancient Tomb Gaming. I think this is pretty good. All right. Chat, one final look through of the deck. So we're trying to go for a slightly aggressively oriented build of Ashnod, which is weird to do. We've got a couple of 1-drops in here. Some of them attack pretty well, some of them don't. Some evasive 2-drop creatures that continue to pump out, some of them pumping out resources for us consistently, which is really nice. Plenty of 2-drops that, so long as they're connecting, they start to scale up. Or they help us go wide, that give us more resources. And we do have our good friend Forensic Gadgeteer. I don't think we went too deep on activated abilities of artifacts for this thing.
No.
Which, it's fine. Like, just making it so that the clues sacrifice for 1 less mana, and it's just really good card advantage here. So I'm just very interested in seeing how that works out, especially alongside cards like Mayhem Devil. Got our Facebreaker, got our Sai. Just an assortment of decent creatures overall. I'm very interested in seeing how good Rose will be in this deck. Like, as a standalone card, she might just be good enough, but she may also just flounder a little bit because the combat-oriented build isn't as good as we would like it to be.
All way to know is to find out.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to jam this deck to just figure some stuff out. Low in the enchantment section, but that's kind of normal for artifact decks. And there's a whole bevy of decent artifacts overall. I guess we didn't check to see how many ramp pieces we have before finishing off the deck.
I think we're fine.
Well, no, it's not adding more. It's about whether or not we cut one.
No,
2,
we're
3,
good.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Puts us at 45 mana piece. Yeah, that's fine by me. All right. I am content with this build.
As am I.
And that was an hour and a half on this. So now we can move on to our other guy, which, if you thought we were done with Sacrifice and Aggro, you're wrong. So, here is Elder Arthur Maxson. Is 1 in Orzhov for a 4/2 legendary creature, Human Knight, with creatures you control have training, creature tokens you control have training, and you can sacrifice another creature to have him gain indestructible until end of turn. So we have a Sack Owlet in the command zone that pumps up tokens. $36 wastes. I think this one builds itself pretty easily because we just have to go down a combination of aggro, again, like aggro sacrifice sort of stuff. It's very similar to what we did with Ashnod, but now we have a different color combination to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's start throwing things in.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm gonna just. Oh, I just realized that I don't have this one. Hello. Give me my visual grid, thank you. Now, we don't get quite as many mana rocks as we might like, but that's okay, because we get to play with stuff like Priests of Forgotten Gods and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You put him in a Felisa deck? Yeah. He's definitely really good in a deck like Felisa, and I think Felisa just goes in this deck, because Mentor works really well with the 1/1 counter stuff that we're doing already, and it works fine with it, I should say. But more importantly, like, stuff dying, and then as a result, you just get to have a 2/1, which gives you more stuff to sack to do more of your loops. Like, this is going to go crazy really quick. Mm-hmm. So I'm a big fan of that. Begotten Tokens. Orzhov, Signet. Okay.
Talisman, Hierarchy.
And, I mean, I'm a Dark Ritual gamer, so...
Yes, understandable. Are we Mindstoning here as well?
Yeah, Mindstone's fine. Got it. Like, it's good enough here. Alright. I'm going to hold off on the mana for a little bit longer now, because I want to start getting into our creatures. So, we really want to go in on... Hello. The creature side of things. Like, creature tokens need to matter for this deck. So, I'm interested in looking at either the things that, like, when stuff dies, it makes a zombie token, or makes a spirit, like, Fleece, I think it's how you pronounce her name, or spell her name, at least. This friendo is pretty good. The new Teysa is not bad either.
I think about any Teysa you include here is probably good. Except for, like, 7-mana one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Orzhov Scion. Yeah, it cares about black tokens specifically, or creatures, but, you know, it does make dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're doing Aristocrats, I just think Teysa Karlov is probably just slam dunk, right?
Oops, all Teysas? Yeah.
I mean, pretty much. It's Orzhov Aristocrats, so did you expect anything but?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're right. If we're playing this one, that does make me wonder if there's any, like, Bad Moon combos that we could be doing that would be neat, but probably not. Ooh, that's cool. Do that art.
Oh, okay.
Those are just all of the... Hey, heard you like Aristocrat commanders.
I mean, if they're good, they're good. I mean, we're not even, like, looking at... there's more we could put in there. The Alas Ilkor, that one from Dom United.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She's in here.
Elenda the Desk Rose also makes tokens.
Say more. Say more.
Okay. There's Commissar Severina Rain.
Commissar's interesting.
I mean, it really goes with the go wide strategy as well as a sack outlet.
You double M,
and also card advantage. I think it does everything we kind of want. And also, because we have like 7 legendary creatures right there, are we playing Colonel Autumn from Fallout as well?
Maybe? What does Colonel Autumn do again? Giving them exploit. Whenever you exploit, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Sure. Is Rata Drobic in this deck?
Is what on the deck?
Rata Drobic.
I mean, it could.
That guy. Legendary Matters Aristocrats is an interesting way to take the tokens deck.
I mean, if we're going Legendary Matters, it's probably just Colonel Autumn should be the commander?
No. Because I want to do tokens still.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Are we doing McCready? Lamplight Mare?
Do we add Shadowheart? Sorry. The heart is slightly blocking what you're saying here, friend, so let me double check that.
Shadrix. Shadrix Silverquill.
Oh, Shadrix?
Shadrix does make a token.
Does make a token, does 1/1 counters.
It is political, which I do appreciate.
Sure. I will say he's on the weaker side of the things here, but sure, why not? I like it.
There's also Drivnod, and there's the Modrat.
Oh, yeah, Drivnod. Dripknot and not. Mm-hmm. Please. Yes.
Sack outlets on legendary creatures that get indestructible sounds pretty good.
Thank you for reminding me, Bartolome.
Yeah, Bartolome.
Let's go. How many legendary creatures have we started out in this deck?
Do you see why I said, are we just a Colonel Autumn deck? Because like we just kind of said legendary creatures.
This is fine. This is all fine. Don't worry. We'll still.
Are we doing Myrel Shield of Argive? Because
Yes.
that's legendary. Okay.
This is fun. I like this.
Nikara Lair Scavenger. We don't get to partner that.
Not sure on that one. Because
But
if it dies, it had a counter on it. Draw a card.
If all of our tokens have training, we can just.
Yeah, there's potential for that. It's interesting, but I would. That's a maybe pile one for me for sure. Yeah, let's get some of our more generic. Oh wait, hold on. Are we? I got the Soul Culture Gaming.
Oh, yeah.
This is hot.
We are cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
Are we animation module gaming?
That's interesting. I don't see animation module too often. So, yeah, you get the 1/1 counter on the thing, then you get a servo as a result of it. You pay a bunch of mana, board just goes wide.
I like it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that's interesting as well. By the way, the Ozolith.
I was going to say the Ozolith. Also, Tarian's Soul Cleaver.
Oh, we're back to Mortarian stuff. Yeah, that's right. We had your journal. How about your sword? Okay. I think that one's actually a little bit iffy, but I'm cool with
Fair.
working with it.
Are we doing Bitter Blossom and then Bitter Blossom 2, Electric Boogaloo, as in
Yes.
Scrolls 5? Okay.
Skrell side. There we go.
Yeah.
Yanni and Carmen. I'm
not sure on Carmen honestly was on my votes of the other commander we brewed tonight.
Yeah.
I want to see how Carmen plays because I think that's insane.
I'm
not sure if it fits here. It is legendary though.
It is reasonable. I don't think Carmen's necessarily bad. I will say I do like it more than the Yahenni suggestion, just because we have Yahenni. It's right here.
We do have Yahenni with white.
Here's your Yahenni. As much as I love Yahenni, we don't need another Yahenni. We actually don't need very many sack outlets because we have our commander.
One in the command zone.
Mm-hmm.
Bartolome is just another one because it's Bartolome, and Bartolome is kind of insane.
Yeah, because he's 2 mana, and it's really easy to make good use of him. One of the nice things I am thinking about, at least, so he sacrifices artifacts, which is another important part of this, because we may get into a position where we're playing so if we're playing Pitiless Plunderer, for example, Bartolome ends up mattering, and we do want. It's okay to put a sack outlet underneath our. Underneath the Soul Cauldron, which does also give Yahenni some additional value as something that you can just put into your graveyard to give all your half your board indestructible. That has some potential, maybe.
I agree. Another card I'm looking at here is General's Enforcer.
Oh, for making all of our stuff indestructible?
Legendary Humans, which we have a number of those, as well as Graveyard Hate, as well as Token Producer.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little mad on that still. Because I could just, General's Enforcer is a fine card, but I can also just play Selfless Spirit.
This is true.
Which I actually really like Selfless Spirit.
I do too.
You know what? That's actually a much better card to put underneath the cauldron.
That is, oh my god.
That is a much better one to put under the cauldron.
Why is Soul Cauldron just so insane?
Soul Cauldron's cracked.
Yep. We have not put any Blood Artist effects under this deck at all.
I put that in there earlier.
Not enough.
You were correct.
But Cruel Celebrant, Blood Artist. I think those are just two we can definitely slot in really easily.
Yeah, I think Cruel Celebrant's fine too.
I don't think we need to do Nadier's Nightblade.
No. No, I don't think
as
we
much
need
as-
any of the tokens-based ones.
Okay.
None of the tokens.
Hey, remember that one card they got printed pretty recently called Charismatic Conqueror? I think that card goes in this deck.
Oh, you right. That's funny. You can literally just go turn 2 Charismatic Conqueror. Your opponents play a bunch of things into it. You get like
Dude.
4 creatures, play Arthur, swing with your Charismatic Conqueror and your tokens. It's just a huge board. That's dumb.
This is getting me a little bit hot and bothered.
I like this. Why am I blanking on the name of that?
Securitron Squadron.
What?
Securitron Squadron. Look it up.
I mean... Oh, these guys. Yeah, that's probably fine.
It plays into the counter synergies. It makes tokens itself.
Yeah.
Are we... we have Mondrak. Are we doing Anointed Procession shenanigans?
Yeah.
Okay, and then those just get doubled up by the squad tokens just get doubled up. That's kind of huggers. Corpse Knight, I don't think we need a 4th effect like that. Unless you really want to double up or quadruple up on those.
That one's for when they ETB? Or is it when they die?
It's another token ETBs under our control.
If we played it, I'd play it over Cruel Celebrant. I would just make this swap because this one is a 2/2 and this one's a 1/2.
I guess, yeah, but I don't know. The life gain off Cruel Celebrant, I really am starting to value a lot more incidental life gain.
Oh, yeah, because this only just deals damage or causes a loss of life. They can both hang out for the minute. It is likely that if we do end up cutting one, it's probably Corpse Knight because... Or it's potentially Blood Artist, who does not actually have power.
This is true. Also, it's a 0/1 and on target player compared to each opponent.
Yeah. The rest of these, we like to kill people equally.
I do find it funny how Blood Artist is the name of the effect colloquially, and yet it is the worst one.
I mean, I would say, keep in mind, it does trigger off of your opponent's stuff.
This is true.
These other ones don't.
This is true.
All right. I am now ready to
Boromir,
look
Warden
at...
of the Tower. I forget what Boromir does.
Oh, Boromir? Boromir's cool. He sacrifices to save your board. He goes under the cauldron real nice.
Gotcha.
He's also infinite with Radodravik.
Neat. Are we Ogier Talk Gaming?
O'Hare Talk.
Sorry, O'Hare, yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of O'Hare Talk, but I mean we can chill.
It is 6 mana.
That is why I'm not a huge fan of O'Hare Talk. But again.
Are we Lotho Gaming?
Lotho, yes.
Are we Esper Sentinel Gaming?
Yes. I mean that one's just, we should have just had that in there to begin with.
Are we Welcoming Vampire and Mentor of the Meek Gaming?
Not Mentor of the Meek, but yes, Welcoming Vampire.
Are we Morbid Opportunist Gaming?
Absolutely.
Are we Path to Exile Gaming?
Path and Swords, yes.
Are we Skull Clamp Gaming? That's an easy one.
Yes, absolutely. Let me also get Anguish Unmaking in here.
Yep. Ooh, Secure the Wastes. Probably a good one.
Secure the Wastes, the only reason to do that one's because instant speed, right?
Yes.
Could we just, like, staple that onto a board wipe? Like, White Sun's, is it White Sun's Twilight?
White Sun's Twilight is also an option. I was thinking Martial Coup, but White Sun's Twilight is definitely a card we can play.
Even though it's makes it so that your stuff can't block.
Are we playing Call of the Coppercoats, though?
I'm not a fan of Call of Coppercoats.
Really?
I've tried making that card work. I've tried so many times.
I mean, fair.
I've tried so many times to make it good, and it just never ends up being good. All right, I'm gonna actually look at this. Let me swap over to make that a little bit better for y'all. All right, I want to actually look at these cards for a second. I do like Grand Crescendo. I haven't played with this one much, but I do think Grand Crescendo is useful.
Yes.
Um,
Needs War Protection and a board. Now, I guess the question is, are we playing Ink Shield?
Ink Shield? I mean, we can do it as a nod to Sheldon if we want, but personally,
That's more so
I'm
what I
not
was
a huge
thinking.
fan. Ooh, we can do Adeline.
Adeline. Ooh, Adeline.
Hello, Adeline. You're legendary too.
Are we Death Proing and Flawless Maneuvering?
I don't like putting in the free spells, but if you want to, we can.
I mean, it's fine. I'm asking a question, not making a requirement.
Oh, hey, Basri's Lieutenant. Yeah, you're like actually good here.
That card can be good?
I know, right?
Are we farewelling?
For anyone who's unfamiliar with Basri's Lieutenant, because this is a weird card, the important line of text on this thing is whenever it or another creature you control, if it had a 1/1 counter on it, you make a 2/2 knight. So, hello, tokens to loop.
That sounds pretty good.
No, I'm sorry. What was the card you recommended?
Adios.
Farewell. Maybe. I mean, farewell's
Are we
good.
okay?
But
Orchestra's Monumenting.
a Ketra's Monument? I'm iffy on it, but I can be convinced.
Are we Halo Fountaining?
Halo Fountain? No, I'm not a big fan of Halo Fountain.
Okay. Are we Sigarda Summoning?
Sigarda Summons. What does this one do again?
The 6-mana enchantment, creatures control with +1/+1 counters on them, have base power, toughness 4/4, flying, and are angels.
Lamau, you got it, buddy. That reminds me of Cathar's Crusade.
Smothering Tithe is probably include here as much as you don't like it.
I mean, I still don't think it's needed in this deck, but sure.
It
I like
does
Mini
help
Drac.
with the least. Does Mondrak only care about creatures or care about tokens in general? It doubles up on Mondrak and enough to procession.
So Mondrak works with any token. It is only O'Hare Talk that cares about creatures.
Yeah, O'Hare's got me. You got me messed up.
I don't think we need O'Hare, but we'll get to that cut when we get there.
Yeah, I think O'Hare should be cut. Just go ahead and do that.
You make a 1/1, sacrifice a thing. You're okay. Oh, hey, Illustrious Wonderglyph. I forgot about you.
Oh yeah. Other cards.
Paladin Dance. You have to exile you.
Are we playing Bitter Blossom 3, the zombie one?
Zombie one. Oh, the Amass one?
Yep.
I don't think I need it.
Okay.
Do you want a Moonshaker people or no? I don't think it's necessary, but it's actually decent.
I think it's decent.
I don't think I've actually put Moonshaker into a deck yet. At least not with the intent of casting it. Hang on. Any of these? There was another card up here I saw earlier. Where are you? Company Commander. Do I want you? So ETBs makes 3 tokens right away, and then whenever it attacks, creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's a decent 4-drop.
And if we're doing any loops,
get Plunderer in here. Yeah, Company Commander probably has. Now, I do wish that we were making more like zombie tokens or something, because this Teysa that we have in the deck, this one, yeah, black creatures dying gives us the 1/1s that we can then use for exiling. So we don't get to go through like the full value of this card yet.
Yeah.
But not these vampires. These Inklings, on the other hand.
A few suggestions we've gotten should Shiley and Imbros. Is that like a flip card from a Strixhaven?
Oh, no, thank you.
Yep. And then Lord Skitter from Eldraine. I'm not sure on that one
Yes,
either.
I will take Lord Skitter. I will
Okay.
take Lord Skitter all day. Lord Skitter is underplayed in Commander.
Forget what it does.
Beginning of combat, you make a rat, and whenever a rat enters battlefield under your control, exile one card from an opponent's graveyard.
Okay, neat.
Just
Uh,
exile. It's just casual graveyard hate, in addition to making a token every turn.
I
Great
don't
for
think
this
we're
deck.
Vein Rippering.
What card?
Vein Ripper. I don't
Bane
think
Ripper?
we're.
No, too much mana.
That's what I thought.
Did I put Biddy in here? I did. Okay, good. Excellent. We love Benny Brax.
We stand Baby Brax on this home.
Absolutely.
All right.
Do I
We have
hear
a lot
about
of
Blade
creatures.
Hold people? Gary clones. Let's put Hero for a bit. I don't think Hero stays.
I
But
think we focus. We got a lot of creatures. I think we focus on getting
non-creatures is where we need to focus now.
non-creatures, and then do we have our lands already in the list? Do we have our 36 wastes?
Yes, we do.
Cool.
Still checking. General Kudra, are you worth playing? Probably not. Okay, what else do we want here? Stroke of Midnight, yeah. And I'm not putting it in here. Don't you try to tell me.
I wasn't going to. I Plumb the Forbidden.
Ooh, Plumb the Forbidden. Yeah, Plumb the Forbidden's sick.
Are doing Unbreakable Formation to help kind of buff up the team and get some damage in. Plus Protect.
I can type today, I swear. I think I'd rather just have Grand Crescendo.
Are you Village Rising and Deadly Disputing?
I might play one of those just as like a casual draw effect, but we have the sack outlet in the command zone, right? If
Yes.
almost any situation where I would be happy to play a Village Rites, I would just be happier to have a
Effect on the board that you can get value from.
just draws me a card repeatedly.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Also, do we want Ponavula Mug?
That's the one that makes a scion every time you sack a creature, right?
Yep.
A non-sack creature.
Yep. Or well, it's the bad Eldrazi ones, the 0 power ones.
Yes. Scion, not the spawns. I think.
Spawn. Spawn's a bad one.
Spawn's bad one?
Spawn is the bad
Damn,
one.
I've been playing Eldrazi in a minute, you can tell.
Let's get Phyrexian Altar in here because that's still just good. I don't know if we want Ashnod's Altar. Probably not.
We're playing Phyrexian Altar?
Yeah, I'll play Phyrexian Altar. I don't know if we want Ashnod's though.
I guess my first question, my question right now, looking at this list, what are we using to loop creatures currently? Are we looping creatures?
Currently we're not really looping creatures. We could use
So
ways to get
we're
stuff
wide.
back.
Probably like one or two ways, but Battle of Hoover Dam. Let me look at this card.
Oh, I guess we can get Bloodghast in here.
We could play Battle of Hoover Dam. I don't hate that card in this deck.
What does that actually do? What do you do?
It's a siege effect. So one of the effects is beginning of your end step. Return 8 target creature with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it.
Okay.
Or whenever creature you control dies, put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature you control.
That's interesting. I like Battle of Hoover Dam. That's neat. Also, I'm putting Walking Ballista in here.
Fair. That is very fair.
Oh no, that art. Okay. What does this thing do? Whenever creatures you control gain afterlife 1 until end of turn and draw a card. That's neat. Also makes black-white spirits, which is pretty good. Clever Concealment and Friends. Clever Concealment, that's... What again? It's not lethal schemes. Ah, the, like, convoke to make your board face out thing. Maybe. I'd maybe be fine with doing that one. I personally don't mind our board dying that much, especially because our commander just keeps getting indestructible. So it would just be to protect us from something really bad. So, sure. Clever Concealment, I'll work with. But beyond that, I probably wouldn't work with any of the other ones.
We need some board wipes in here, probably.
We do. Because currently, what do we have? Not much. We are not Deluge Gaming, I can tell you that much. All we have is White Sun Twilight currently. We are Dam. We are playing Dam. That makes perfect sense in this deck. Do we have any one-sided board wipes we can potentially play?
I don't think Dust to Dawn is what we're playing here. Our reckoning is kind of, but not really.
Athreos God of Passage. I'm not a big fan of Athreos God of Passage. We do have Battle of Hoover Dam, though. Blot Out Sky. Oh yeah, that card's neat.
We do have a Farewell in here, though, right?
Farewell? I don't have it in currently. We could do it. I mean, it's a very powerful board wipe. It's just... I also think Farewell is a little bit overrated. I'm much more interested in trying to make it a one-sided effect whenever I can when it comes to my board wipes. And Exile is like the specific clause we can't get around. So it does concern me a little, but we can hang out for the time being. Especially because I just can't think of a better option. Do we want Rite of Oblivion? I'm always a little iffy on it.
Yeah, I think we have enough removal.
Okay. Do we feel we have... Ooh, Horn of Gondor. You're cool.
Horn of Gondor, and also Idol of Oblivion.
Yeah, I'm thinking... So, I'm actually, like, thinking on this deck for a second, like, how good is our token production? So, we got the Conqueror.
Did we just change into a different commander real quick?
No.
I mean, we can just do Colonel
Kelly.
Autumn, and, like, with the deck's very similar.
I mean, yeah, you could just swap it to being Colonel Autumn, and that's fine. We have Lord Skitter. I really don't know if I like Nikara. Pawn of Ulamog.
We gotta make cuts anyway. We're 11 over. We're not even done with the non-creatures. There's 42 creatures.
This is a token producer. This is a token producer. This is a token producer. As we got to the higher mana values, we started getting our token producers. Okay.
Yep.
Do we have any... Can we think of any consistent token producers at low mana values in this color combo? Because we already have... we have our two enchantments with Bitter Blossom and Skrelv's Hive. And I'm not a huge fan of the Amass one, because it's not guaranteed to do anything until you have a sack outlet.
Mm-hmm.
Which we do have our commander, though, so not the worst.
You do.
And it does give you free 1/1 counters, so... Oh yeah, we could be Bowman Gaming if we wanted to, but...
Bowman would be good, but don't really care for Bowman too much.
How's this curve looking? That is a little high. Yeah, definitely going to cut some top end.
Ink Shield, we'll cut Ink Shield. Well, we can cut Ink Shield.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. That's a nod to the king right there, but...
Yep.
That's all it was there for. Not many creatures that are removal.
Shadrix, we probably should cut.
Yeah, you're a fine friend, but...
I want to play the Wanderglyph, but I'm not sure if it It makes tokens though.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
makes a lot of
No, no.
tokens.
Wonderglyph is perfectly fine. I'm thinking more about whether or not Felice. Okay, well, oh here, talk. Go away. Um, Felice, do we want you?
It's 5 mana, but it makes a lot of tokens. But it's 5 mana.
Yeah, it just goes. Kill my board, bring back my board. Kill my board, bring back my board. Kill my board, bring back my board.
Yeah.
We're actually probably not very good Pitiless Wanderer deck currently. Like, we aren't sack looping.
Yeah, we're not. So that feels wrong to say, but yeah, we can cut that.
Okay. I think we ended up a little bit more on the tokens aggro side of things, where we're just kind of we're on like the aggro side of aristocrats as opposed to the we like punchies and sacrifice today. Ooh, Jadar, thank you. That is a good consistent token producer at low mana that I forgot about. Thank you. Excellent recommendation. That is gross art. Jadar, good. I want to bring the thing lower, but I don't love General's Enforcer.
Okay. Well, we can cut it. I mean,
You go considering. We probably don't need the Cruel Celebrant or the Corpse Knight or
are we
Cruel
playing?
Celebrant. One of the two
We
girls.
should play Victimize as well. Victimize probably a good one to put in here.
Yeah, Victimize is good.
Not to add more cards when we need to make cuts, but
That's okay. I mean, I'm doing a lot of this to cut lands.
yep.
For example, like,
Guard of Summons probably something we can cut.
do you want the Monument?
Nah, we can cut the Monument.
All right, cool. It's an okay card, but
Summons 6 mana.
yeah,
It does end the game, I think, but
it do
Chaos
be ending
Crusade
the
also
game,
does
though.
that.
That's the interesting thing. It also, like, the big thing for me is it gives flying.
Yep, it gives evasion as well as a buff.
I actually really like this as a potential finisher.
You hate Smothering Tithe, let's cut Smothering Tithe.
Yay! Get out of here! Crusade is still probably fine, just because it kills people real fast.
It's a pain on the brain.
I think Soul Cleaver goes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we're not doing much with that. Module's still probably fine, even though it's a little mana intensive, but that's okay. Is the dam still good?
I'm cool with cutting it.
Oh, finality counter, right? Yeah, no. Okay.
How many lands can we cut now?
Can I make you a cheaper board wipe? Can I make you
Likely.
like a 4 mana board wipe? Even just
There's also
Damnation.
Hour of Reckoning. There's Hour of Reckoning.
Yeah, our reckoning's good.
That's essentially 2 or 3 mana. Is it 3? I guess it can be 0, right?
Yeah, it can be 0. Yeah, I would rather have our reckoning over Farewell. In fact,
Cool.
I'm actually wondering whether or not we're just a 2 board wipe deck. These are all board wipes that I can turn the head on, though. Yeah, this is fine.
Okay,
2
so
non-creature removals, 2-point removal spells, 1 card draw effect. We do just have too many creatures.
Myrel. Let's go Myrel.
She's one of our token producers, though.
I mean, we're not. I mean, I guess
We'd
it
rather
is.
have her or hero.
Oh, we'd rather have the Myrel, I feel like.
Yeah, okay, cool. I think one of these tastes is going. It's probably Opulent Oligarch.
That's fine with me.
You are removal still, and you just give me stuff, so you can chill. Got a lot of card draw, actually, now that I think about
Nakara. You cut Nakara.
it. Nakara, yeah.
You're not high on Nakara. Let's just cut that.
Okay.
I mean, is it say 101? Is that where we're at, or 103?
I'm thinking
cards
about
got
whether or
left?
not Drivnod goes.
Drivnod does do a lot,
Does do a lot.
and it's also a free sack out.
Do we need the Moonshaker?
Nah.
Okay, cool. cut some of the fat. Feeling pretty good here.
Cool.
Because you're realistically like 1 to 2 mana, sometimes 0. You do combo stuff. You're cool. We like you. I do think we can end up cutting one of these. I think Blood Artist goes. Just for being 0 power. You being 1 power is also slightly questionable, but I mean, you're also 1 power. I actually really like that Corpse Knight is 2 power. Just helps with the whole training thing.
Mm-hmm.
What can we put in now that we've cut some things? Also, we can cut 1 land. I think we're a 35 lander though. Do we get to add another piece of ramp? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus Dark Ritual.
Yeah,
the number 4 drops. We're probably cut it. We probably need 1 more land, right?
1 more land? Yeah, let's just add another land, and then...
Oh, yeah.
We can add a
Securitron Squad plus Battery combo? Damn right it is.
I'm cool just adding 1 or 2 more spells and figuring out lands real quick.
We never did add in the Idol.
Idol Oblivion? Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, Idol's good. I think it's able to make it's consistent enough at being card draw.
Yep.
And occasionally a 10/10 if we need it. Animation module's probably fine. I do want 1 more piece of ramp. Oh, do you want Priest of Forgotten Gods?
Sure.
That's ramp. Adjacent.
Good
And Edict. We didn't put anything... now that I think about it, we didn't put in... Why am I blanking on the name of... Grave Pact.
Yeah.
Let's get a Grave Pact in here. That's just kind of impressive. Okay, then 1 cut for Grave Pact. I think these point removal are good. I actually do kind of like the Plum for the Forbidden just as an instant speed. You thought you had my board, but it was me, Dio. Legit, are we a 2 board wipe deck?
I can see it. Cut the White Suns or cut the Dam?
I think Dam's better than White Suns, but I also kind of wonder if White Suns is better than Hour of Reckoning.
I think the White Suns having a board after is probably good.
Yeah. In both cases, we're able to, make the majority of our board indestructible. So, yeah, Hour of Reckoning. Okay, we can be this. Opportunist. Okay, I dig it. So now all we have to do is just make our lands, which is... Cool. I don't think we need to go super deep on, like, fetch lands for this one, if we don't want to.
Nah.
So...
Being 2 colors, we can do a lot of utility lands here.
Yeah. Also, we get to do, like, Agadeem Awakening.
Oh, yeah, Agadeem's is definitely a land.
Mm-hmm.
Field of Dead's a decent one. We can do some...
Field of Dead's actually really good for a deck if we want to try to go
Field of Dead's great.
Okay, sure.
Phyrexian Tower as well.
We get Swamp, Snow-Covered Swamp. Oh yeah, Snow-Covered Waste option.
I don't know how I feel about that one, honestly. That still is kind of rubbing me the wrong way.
But you need to make sure your Field of the Dead works in your colorless deck.
I know. I'll have to pick some up, but it just it feels gross. Castle Ardenvale, Windbrisk Kites, probably those 2.
Definitely Ardenvale, Windbrisk,
we are attacking. That's the whole point of the training. So, like, we are going to be aggressive with our creatures.
Yeah.
Are we bogging people here? I think we probably bog people.
Oh yeah, we Bajuka bogging. We didn't get it.
I know you don't like. I know you don't like Minas Tirith and that kind of cycle of lands, but we have enough legendary creatures in this deck. I think Minas Tirith is probably fine.
Oh, this is fine. Yeah, we could do that one. We could probably. I personally prefer War Room over it, but
Well, porque no los dos, buddy? Porque no los dos?
well, keep in mind, gotta make sure you don't have too many colorless lands.
Well, Minas Tirith is a white land, so I think we're good there.
Yeah, I know, but it's also a tap land.
It. We have enough legendary creatures in this deck. I think it's likely will not be.
Here, let me get my.
All-Star Commander costs 3. I think if we play it on turn 4, we'll be okay. Not turn 3 with a ramp spell.
Shadowy.
Shadow. Oh, I was thinking is it the Shine Shadow Snarl?
Oh, Snarl?
Okay, first get your command tower in there.
Correct.
Isolated Chapel.
Do I have Beacon? No, probably not. Isolated Chapel, absolutely.
Tainted Field, because Tainted Field is just great
sure.
in this thing.
We'll be able to enable it enough.
Oh yeah, easy. Godless Shrine we are having there. Caves of Quelos.
Caves needs to be in here, yep. As does our Silent Clearing.
Silent Clearing goes in there. Vault of
Champions. Yep.
Are we Exotic Orcharding?
Yeah.
Shatter Sanctum.
Shattered Sanctum? Yeah. I actually really like Shattered Sanctum.
Mm-hmm. Orzhov Basilica, probably.
I don't like Grasslands very much, but...
the Pathway land?
Pathway, yeah, absolutely. I'll play Pathways.
Okay. Fetid Heath? Filter land?
Yeah, sure. I think we qualify for it.
Do you like Concealed Courtyard?
With this deck, yeah. Concealed Courtyard's fine.
Are we Ash Baroning? I kind of like it when you have the option for 4 different lands with the snow covered and not snow covered to really get the lands you need for your Field of the Dead.
Maybe, but I mean, it's also a unique land for Field of the Dead itself. So
exactly.
It kind of defeats.
Exactly.
Well, that kind of like defeats the purpose to me.
Well, if you need the colors.
Maybe. I'm not sold on that though.
Westvale Abbey. Are we doing Westvale Abbey shenanigans?
No. Westvale Abbey's like a neat card, but it unfortunately never really works out the way I want it to.
Or we have Vault of the Archangel deck, giving our stuff that touch lifelink.
You could be. Again, it's a big mana sink. I've never been a huge fan of it. The only time I was a big fan of it was when I was playing Kalia, where it's like, okay, I don't need to use my mana anymore. Die. Do we want to do city and stuff like that?
When you say city and stuff like that, there's a few different lands named city.
City of Brass. And
okay, yeah.
Confluence.
Well, I see your city, talking about lands, I think City of Traders.
Yeah, you filthy City of Traders.
I played Legacy 12 post. Sue me.
I will. You'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Okay. Did they see you in person?
No.
Damn.
Get a Zoom call, though.
Close enough.
Here, let me drop over here and see what they have for lands in case I'm forgetting something good. Or also the artifacts. I could have thought Vessel. Yeah.
I don't think we're playing Reliquary Tower. I don't think we're playing Temple. We're not playing Myriad Landscape. I will riot. I refuse.
Are we Fabled Passaging?
Why not?
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I'm actually perfectly fine to put more basics into this deck because we just...
Yeah, at this point, we could probably just load up with basics, throw on the rest of it, and I'd be happy.
Also, Call of Emiria. Or, no, Emiria's Call. There we go. Come here, land.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I blanking on the name of the one that you sacrifice your thing and you reanimate it? Malakir Rebirth.
Oh, yeah.
These are lands.
They are indeed lands.
Fight me.
Spell side. What's our distribution on colors?
Probably slightly black skewed, but only barely. No, slightly white skewed.
Okay. So.
Oh wait, we haven't got any of the black utility lands like Castle Lochtwain.
Yeah, I thought about Lochtwain. We have Fire Exceeding Tower, right?
Takenu.
We do have Fire Exceeding Tower.
Yeah, we do have that one.
All right, so it sounds like to me we're gonna do
Ganjo.
Looks like to me we're doing another plains, another snow covered plains, and we are calling this one done.
I do think you're right, but I don't know why. I have a feeling I'm missing a good utility land. One that's like monocolored that would be good here.
For an EDH rec, I don't believe so, unless you want to play Memorial to Glory.
Hello, Planeswalkers. No, you're right. Okay, Plains it is.
Make sure you get those different planes for the
Absolutely.
field that have value.
Look at that.
That's a deck.
Look at this beaut. I don't think there's a way I can zoom in and make this thing still look good because it cuts off my rows and I don't like that. I'd have to like pull the thing over to try to make it look good and it would probably just mess up what I do have. So not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to sit here and talk about how we have this walking ballista. That's absolutely a walking ballista. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
It is a walking ballista.
Good old Sentinel, Bartolome, Bloodghast, our one recursive creature that we have in this deck, which is honestly fine. We maybe could use... We don't have any other way of getting a creature back in here. That's where Carmen kind of comes into place, but 5 mana.
And Victimize.
And Victimize.
I got a Victimize in there.
We do have that Victimize in here. Yeah, I'm fine with it. That's cool. Conqueror, Corpse Knight, Cruel Celebrant, Elas. Have Jadar in here, Lotho. Yeah, I really do like the low drops in the deck for sure.
Yep.
The only thing I'm like slightly iffy on is one of these pinging effects is maybe too many, but this is still very good.
That's what we call playtesting.
Yeah, I mean they're also low curve. Like Lotho's just generically good. It's mana, which was I wasn't counting that towards our mana, so it puts it up to like 9 non-land mana sources, which is good.
Okay.
9 or 10 with the priest. We get to the 3-drop slot. Colonel's fine. Adeline's good. Boromir's good. Commissar's a little iffy, actually, but she kills people.
She kills people.
We do like killing people. We have Lord Skitter, Morbid Opportunist, Pawn's probably fine. It's a little old school at this point, but Pawn's probably fine. Teysa, pretty good. Welcoming Vampire, excellent. And then we get into this just glut of 4-drops that do like a lot of really good stuff. Because like the Bossery, the Rada Drawback. Man, there's a lot of really cool stuff we can do in here. The Securitron thing with the Bossery is really cool. I'm really glad that's in this deck.
Oh yeah,
because you just never see Bossery's Lieutenant do anything.
Mm-mm.
And it's such a good card, actually. It's just it's like for me like my 105th card most of the time.
Yep.
Good old Rada Drawback, Benny. All this stuff is good. I like all of these things up here. All these legendary creatures too. Perhaps Myrel is like the most questionable of them, but Myrel is just also good. And I don't think we're an insignificant number. Yeah, we have 7 soldiers in the deck.
Okay.
We just passively have that many soldiers to work with. So that's pretty good.
Thank you, 40k.
Yes. Honestly, it's 40k
and Fallout. You're right.
I think Fallout probably has a few in them here too. Yeah, there's Colonel.
Yeah, soldier, and then Max is also a soldier. And you know what? There's some good amount of soldiers in here.
There's a healthy number of soldiers here. Adeline, not a soldier, is a knight.
Close enough.
Yeah.
But not really. Good sorceries.
Good sorceries. I'm a little iffy on this section, the instants and sorceries. It feels like we're missing a piece of removal, potentially.
Cut Myrel for a piece of removal real quick.
No, but I like Myrel.
Well, then let's just play test it and we'll find out.
Okay. I like the artifacts. The animation module might end up being a little cute, but I'm also really interested to see what it does, because this could do some really cool stuff. uh, Module Skull Clamp, Soul Ring, Ozolith. Also, it's going to do some work in this deck. Soul Cauldron's going to do a lot of work in this deck too.
Soul Cauldron's going to be dumb.
I'm surprised by the just random number of sack outlets in this deck. Or the random number of activated abilities.
Like that, I'm a little surprised by. There's a lot.
Like, we have Walking Ballista, Bartolome, Priest of the Forgotten Gods,
Self of Spirit,
Boromir, Sabrina Rain, Teysa, and is that all? No, well, technically, okay, Mondrak. So technically Mondrak is a sack outlet.
And Drivnod.
And Drivnod as well. So, yeah, all of those are... Well, okay, Drivnod's not a sack outlet. It's exiling cards from your graveyard. But, I mean, there are ways of no mana... functionally no mana also giving your creatures indestructible. So, like...
I just assumed they all were sacks. I did not know that was different.
No, they have a lot of different things on how they do it. They're neat.
Huh. Neat.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Got a little bit of ramp, Idol of Oblivion, Phyrexian Altar, because Phyrexian Altar is just good and honestly maybe unnecessary in this deck, but
yeah.
I still think it's decent. The Blossom, the Hive, Anointed Procession, Grave Pact, Cathar's Crusade, and the spicy Sigarda summons, which I genuinely think is quite good in this deck.
I agree.
If you're just on the Beats plan, this is good. And then lands, because lands.
That's the deck.
Barad-dûr over a swamp. I mean, maybe.
Eh.
What's Barad-dûr?
I think that's the worst one of that cycle, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that the one that, like...
Amasses X orcs, only if creature died this turn. I guess you're not really having a tough time triggering the creature dying, but it's double X to make one orc.
Yeah, so you have
3 mana to make one creature.
Well, functionally 4 mana, because you're tapping this thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There was another... Was it the Black Gate? I don't think I want Barad-dûr, but what was the Black Gate again? What did you do? Okay, so you can bolt yourself. Target creature. That player can't block this. Nah, I'd rather have the swamp. Basics are good. We had a lot of utility lands, but never forget, basics are still good. And I think we only have 2 of these lands are guaranteed to come in tapped. Mm-hmm. No, 3 of them are guaranteed to come in tapped. That almost makes you want to go and get... Or 4 of them are guaranteed to come in tapped. Windbreast Kites. That almost makes me want to make a change there, because these aren't... Like, it's not bad. It's just... It could potentially be a little bit better. But... We are intentionally doing some diversification to make Field of the Dead work. So I'm willing to just accept this as is and get a playtest in, and then decide if I want to change anything on the lands. But yeah, I think that does everything I wanted to accomplish today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else you want to say, Ethan?
No, I think... Yeah, and we're good.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for coming out to watch the stream. If you want to hang out with us and chill on our Discord, that is available. It's open to everyone. We always have a little bit of a post-brew discussion going on about the decks that we built there. So if you want to say something about that, or you have some more to say just overall, it's available there. Of course, if you're here at the channel, you probably know about our gameplay videos that we release on every Saturday. We got another one coming out this week, so I can't remember which game it is, honestly. But I know the ones we've recorded recently have been really good games overall. Oh wait, I think I know which one it is.
I don't recall, honestly.
That I think that's one with Seth in it.
Oh yeah. I think so.
Yeah. That's gonna be an interesting game. All right. Other than that, I think we're good. So thank you all once again for coming out. Y'all have a nice night.
Everybody.
Bye.